So I just witnessed something that quite frankly is disturbing. And it's not disturbing because I'm not going to take advantage of the situation, but it's disturbing because I don't think a lot of people understand how this works. I just went to a property auction and watched school districts that are foreclosing on people's homes because they're not paying their school taxes. You know, the taxes that are included with your property tax. I found a story about a county tax collector that's offering a discount if you'll pay ahead of time. The fact of the matter is, as I was watching these auctions go, and we're talking about a lot of auctions, 8 different auction stations in a massive room, over 168 properties selling, some of them selling as high as $750,000. One property I saw go for 8 cents on the dollar as far as assessed value. And quite frankly, in a strong market, we all understand that assessed value is low. It went for 8 cents on the dollar. I'm going to show you a photo really quick. And it's public record, but it's still sad. Oh, here you go. I'll do this. I'll blow the photo up so you can't see all that. Look at this. Pasadena School District, right? Versus a handful of people issuing TDAs and forcing a tax foreclosure, which is so much stronger than a bank foreclosure. A bank has to foreclose on a property, a bank has to go through so many hoops. Tax foreclosure, the government is gone. We're taking your property. I witnessed homeowners, lots of them, showing up in disbelief, but also knowing how serious the minutes were as they raced past people that were in line to go and buy their homes that will be taken from them in a matter of minutes, rush up and pay the current amount to stave off the inevitable. Now, the fact is, there's no stopping this. There are always going to be people that don't pay their bills. There are always going to be people that overspend. There are always going to be people that do not think about the future. They aren't organized. The question is, are you going to sit back and let the banks be a part of this? Or are you going to go out and do this? You know, right now, because there has always been tax liens and tax deed sales. I've been researching them, studying them ever since I got into real estate back in 1999, 2000. And it's an incredible way to make money, but it's one of those things that are very unknown. This story right here out of sbnewspaper.com says county tax collector issues 2024 statements. And it talks about, all right, all of the tax bills are out, but this is something I wanted to say right here. Payments made in October will receive a 3% discount, a 2% discount if you pay in November, and a 1% discount during December. The reason why they're doing that is they need the money badly. And you're going to see all kinds of things going on. Right now, there is a property tax revolt going on in Montana. And the sheriff issued a news statement saying, I hope you realize how serious this is, because if you don't pay your taxes, you're going to have a lien placed on your property. And people don't understand how powerful that is. That's why I've set out to teach people about this, because the truth is, even Walt Disney used tax liens to buy up a lot of the property that now comprises Walt Disney World in Orlando. Mr. Ford himself did it as well, of the Ford Motor Company. Tax liens have been around in our country for 400 years, and the truth is, type 1 if you didn't know this, type 2 if you did. Anyone on earth can buy tax liens and tax deeds in America. Did you know that? I'm just curious. Type 1 if you're like, I had no idea that was the case. Anyone on earth can do it. And so I'm just now today issuing the pre-filming discount. I'm not joking. We have just started filming 2 courses on Tax Lien Pro and Tax Foreclosure Pro Master. Tax foreclosures are very powerful. They're way better than buying a bank foreclosure because you're paying a lot less and you have priority. As a matter of fact, when you buy a tax lien, you have priority over the bank. You get paid first. You get paid first before a contractor's lien is put on, a mechanic's lien. Any lien out there is subservient to a tax lien. Why? Because the county wants their money. And it is incredibly, incredibly important. I'm going to put a link down. The courses, the bundle is more than 90% off right now. And I can promise you this, I have spent lots of money. At the end of, I add up all of the trainings I've done, the costs of going to those trainings and everything, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And to put this course out, it's going to cost upwards of $35,000 to $45,000 just to put the course together. I plan on making this the best course ever, but that's because that's my commitment to you and the way that I do things. I don't like seeing people get ripped off. I've seen courses sell for as much as $50,000 in this exact arena. That's not the case with me. And this is something that I want to prepare you for ahead of time, because you have a little bit of time, because there's always tax liens and tax deeds, but there are only so many around normally, under normal circumstances. What I saw today were hundreds and hundreds of people packing in to bid on about 168 separate properties. And out of that today, about 45% of those at least were canceled at the last minute. I'm not joking, within like 30 to 40 minutes of the auction starting, because people raced up and paid the bill, but they're not fully paid. They just paid this last month's, this last year's, or half a year's taxes. You are going to see in the next 3 to 4 months so many news articles popping up about people not paying their taxes. And if you don't know how to take advantage of this and buy those properties for pennies on the dollar, someone else is going to. And I have seen people. I know one of the coaches that was mentoring me and now is going to be coaching as part of his lessons. If people decide they want the coaching, he started with $360, and he was laid off from his job in 2015, never looked back. He does it full time. When I say full time, he works between 10 and 15 hours a week, and he is crushing it. He's Raul. You're going to start seeing him on the channel more and more. We just did a lot of filming. As a matter of fact, we're going to start filming about another 9 lessons just tonight after I get off of this call. So I don't know how long this is going to last, but I can guarantee you this. Eventually, this will end up being my most expensive product, because just one tax lien will pay for the course if done properly. And there's a lot of navigating, but once you learn this information, you want to talk about knowledge is power, you'll never forget it. And you will be ahead of 95% of the real estate professionals or investors out there, because the fact is only about 5% of them have ever purchased a tax lien or a tax deed or been a part of a tax foreclosure auction. And like I said, you can do it from the comfort of your home anywhere on earth online. So I'm going to make sure that everybody knows how to do this, because this made a lot of millionaires during the Great Depression. And right now, like I showed before at the beginning of the video, if you didn't see it as you're popping on live, go check it out. There were school districts that are forcing the hand, filing the proper documentation with the county, because they are the county and they are the government, and they are forcing tax sales of people that are not paying their school taxes. We're talking about parts of your property tax, and they go, we're coming for it. So school districts are coming and taking your home if you don't pay your taxes, because they're due a part of that tax. They're a plaintiff. And this is not a joke. This is going to get worse. And you are going to see people foolishly run out there and say, taxes are too high. I'm going to stop paying the property tax. And watch how fast it happens, really fast. And it was all the constables, all the sheriffs, all the law enforcement there, full-fledged. There are cop cars everywhere, all lights going. They were sitting there selling off properties, and these guys were not joking. The people, like, it's crazy. Everybody, we had 8 stages, 8 auctions going all at the same time. People were running back and forth. There's so much happening. And the guy with the gavel, doing the auction, has got a gun on his side. And he's like, this ain't a joke. This property, as of this point, is now being auctioned, and they meant business. People had their money. I watched people with hundreds of thousands of dollars in their pocket buying up these properties. And this is going to get even bigger. When you see what happens in 2025, an absolute deluge of people not paying their taxes, especially as inflation gets worse, which it will, doesn't matter who wins the presidency, you're going to see things that'll blow your mind. The only question is, are you ready to do something about it? So let me ask you this. Are you committed to being successful during this crash, or do you like the idea of being successful? Type it down below. I'm committed. or I like the thought. Because if you're committed, you need the information. And I have to be honest with you, this is one of the most convoluted topics or types of investments out there, because it's very hard. It takes somebody that's been around the block a long time to go, okay, here's the auction setups. There's from county to county, they're all different, but the state to state, they have a pretty good guideline of how they're going to go. Even auctions that you show up in person. I saw 8 auctioneers auctioning properties off in 8 districts, and every single one of the auctioneers had a different set of rules, a different methodology to how they're letting people bid on them. It was insane. At one point, I saw a TikToker show up and buy a property with $1 bills, and we're talking about a lot of them. This is a real thing. So this isn't only for experienced investors. Really, this is for the novice, because the novice can walk in with $500 and walk away making 18% on their money between 3 and 4 months if they buy the right tax lien. But you need to know how to navigate it. So if you want the discount link, I open this up because as it goes up, as we finish the course and we go through the different cycles of the pricing, you can never say, I didn't give you a shot. So go check it out. Pre-filming discount is over 90% off right now, and that's a bundle of 2 courses, Tax Lien Pro and Tax Foreclosure Master. I hope you master crushing it during this cycle, because I don't want anybody that's ever followed my channel 5 years from now run into me and go, yeah, I listened to you, it made sense, and I did nothing about it, and I regret it. I already know a ton of those people from 2008. They don't like to talk to me anymore. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.